everyone, and welcome back to the 1 Minute Writing Tip podcast. Today is another special episode featuring an author guest, Dina Marais, who is a 3-time international best-selling author and the founder of Soul Purpose Publishing and Coaching. Her first multi-author book, My Mess is My Message, hit #1 bestseller in the US and Australia. She works with successful entrepreneurs to elevate their brand, visibility, income, and impact by becoming a best-selling author. As a certified quantum leap transformational coach, Dina supports authors to make a profit from their books. At the moment, she is busy putting together her multi-author best-selling book, Success with Source: Learn from Those Who Practice Vibrational Alignment in Their Business. Dina, thank you so much for joining me. It's such an honor to have you.
Oh, thank you, Caitlin. It's really an honor is mine. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So please do share a little bit about your background and your expertise and how you got to what you're doing now and where you're at today.
Well, in my previous life, before I did coaching, even I was in IT, and then I transitioned into coaching. And from there, I transitioned into publishing. What happened is I read Paulo Coelho's book, The Alchemist, many, many years ago. And I made a wish to the universe and said, I would love to write stories like this. And few years down the line, I received this opportunity to become a publisher. And for me, it was like everything came together. And so I pivoted my coaching career to publishing, and then incorporate the coaching towards making a profit from your book. And then I published my first multi-author book in April. My Mess is My Message, and it's such a beautiful experience, all the authors that come together. And from there on, I'm busy with my second one, and of course doing solo books as well, but in a group format for solo authors.
Wow. Okay. So quite a journey. And it sounds like it's something that has just kind of grown and built on itself and presented new opportunities as you've pursued this. Is that the case for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful.
As you know, life evolves.
Right. Yeah. And opportunities as you explore and you learn more and you do more things. So in that process, as you've learned and you've grown in the publishing industry and become an author yourself, tell me about the difference between a multi-author and a collaboration book.
It's basically the same thing. The only difference is with it's actually my own definition. Multi-author book is when I'm the main author and the publisher of the book. And of course, I have a number of co-authors with me to co-create the book. A collaboration book is someone else who has a huge audience, and we go into a collaboration where she or he is the main author and it's her clients. And it's basically her multi-author book.
Got it. Okay. So you're saying that a multi-author is maybe I'm the author and me and a group of other authors I know get together and we are all a part of this book. But a collaboration is a bigger project with authors in different areas that are coming together and adding a chapter to this book with a theme or something with that publisher or with that person outside that has that bigger audience. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. A collaboration is a collaboration between an author and me as the publisher. So I do a number of books where it's a coach with a huge audience. She's got her own clients, and she would like to actually create a multi-author book for her clients. And so she collaborates with me to do the dirty work behind the scenes and publish the book.
Right, yeah, because there is definitely a lot of that work behind the scenes for sure. Yeah, so it can be so beneficial to do that. So yeah, so thanks for sharing about that. So talk about the difference between being an independent publisher versus a traditional publisher, and what that really looks like as people are looking at becoming authors.
Well, as you obviously know, with a traditional publisher is that they have to sort of approve of your manuscript before they would take you on as a client. And then if they take you on as a client, then they own the book. It's not your property anymore, and they can decide what they are changing and however they want to go about it. That is the biggest change, the biggest difference. An independent publisher like myself, your story is important, so it deserves publishing. Number one. Number two is it's your intellectual property. You own the book. You get all the royalties. It's all about you. You pay me a fee to publish it for you, and to get, the cover and the formatting and the uploading and the categories and the keywords and all that done. You pay me for that service, but it's your book. And I think that is a big difference between the two, especially regarding intellectual property and receiving the royalties, all of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. And you're right. It is that difference of, kind of taking a gamble, right, on a publisher, versus someone who you're paying for a service and you're going to get a certain outcome. And there's also that question of time, because with a traditional publisher, it can take a couple of years before you even, before it even gets published once you get accepted, right? Whereas with a service, with an independent publisher that's guiding you and helping you, but letting you maintain everything, it's a much faster process. And you're going to be holding your book in your hands, which is so valuable. And so there's that commodity of time as well. So yeah, thank you for answering that and explaining for the listeners, because I know there's a lot of people out there who listen to this type of thing, and they're wanting to do a book, but they're confused on so many aspects of the process. So that really helps. So as we're talking about publishing and becoming a best-selling author, and in your introduction, we talked about how you have a business that you really help authors to profit from their books. Talk to me about how becoming a best-selling author can up-level a business for your clients, and really why aspiring authors should jump in and do it.
There are so many benefits to becoming a best-selling author, especially for a coach or a healer, a service-based entrepreneur. And in other words, you're an expert. Number one is you leave a legacy. Coaches, right? I think all coaches, we move into the publishing industry. Basically, we write blogs and articles and beautiful emails, etc., etc. But it disappears so quickly, doesn't it? Whereas if you write a book or you contribute a chapter to a book, that is tangible. That is demonstrating your expertise in a whole different way. So leave your legacy is definitely a big thing for people. Another thing that's really awesome is that by becoming a best-selling author or even a published author, you elevate your authority, your credibility to a much higher level. And if you become a best-selling author, then, doors open for you. That title behind your name opens doors to podcasts of your choice, because a podcast person loves to announce, I've got a best-selling author here. And you also, because of that authority and credibility, you get so much confidence in who you are, because in writing that, it's such a transformation. You have to go back to where you started, and you have to actually, write down your journey, write down your steps, write down the things that you take other clients through, and all of that. You realize, wow, I'm actually quite good at this, at what I do. It creates a lot of confidence in you, and that commands you, or to actually raise your prices. You can do that now, because that's a very big thing for coaches. Is, can I raise my prices? No, but this authority, this credibility that you get as an industry leader in your niche, that actually, all of that happens once you're a best-selling author. And of course, that book is a business card. It's a fantastic business card, because giving it to people, letting them reading it, whether it's your chapter or whether it's the whole book, something you can sell, something you can talk about, own your story. So it's absolutely inevitable that if you use it properly, that you can really get a huge return on investment by writing that book, in time and, of course, in money.
Yeah, absolutely. And you had some excellent points there, especially talking about the opportunities that open up and the doors that open up as a result of doing that. Like how you mentioned in the very beginning about your own story and the opportunities that opened up for you. And of course, I completely agree with you that, yeah, it builds authority and it really builds confidence, and it allows you to dynamically grow what you can do with your business. And even it grows your impact and your reach, because you're reaching more clients and more readers and making a difference in their lives. And so absolutely, I agree with you on that. So as we're talking about doing this and pursuing this goal of becoming an author, what would be your top 1 to 3 words of advice for aspiring authors who are ready to start pursuing that dream, but maybe they're struggling with blocks or fears around the process and what that really looks like for them?
You know what? It's never going to be perfect. If you could just accept that, it's not about perfection. It's about getting it down, writing it, because that's why we have editors. That's why we have that. But to have that that all or nothing thinking, that I've got to start right, because when I start writing, it's got to be perfect. That throws us out of the game. We talk ourselves totally out of the game. So park the perfection. It's about getting your voice out there. And you know what? Just going to sit down and start writing something, anything, affirmation, anything. You'll loosen up. You start relaxing, and it comes. So, not perfection. The other thing that's important is if you've got an expertise that you would like to get out there, if you've got a story, if you've got a journey, you owe it to yourself to make your voice heard. I think it's only 1% of coaches who ever actually getting published.
Yep.
So that is important. The other thing is to throw the chip off your shoulder to think that you're going to wait until you discover it. That doesn't happen. Even if they do discover you, you still got to market the book as well with them. It's not a question of getting it on a silver platter. So, and whatever we're waiting, weigh us down. So if you jump in with both boots, because life is now, your clients are waiting for you to actually level up so that they can level up.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that.
Yeah. It's pointless to think if something is going to be perfect and that you have to get it right. Just get it down. It will get right 100%. Anyway.
Yeah. No, yeah, you hit it right on the head. And I've seen this statistic frequently that it says 80% of people want to write a book, but 1% actually do. And so that's excellent advice. And it's so true. And I think, you know, it really is important and empowering for more people to pursue that and to get in there and tell their story. So thank you for sharing that. So talk to me about what you're working on at the moment and your upcoming book that you have.
Oh, I'm so excited about this book, Caitlin. It's a multi-author book, so it's many authors taking part. It's called Success with Source, and the subtitle is Learn from Those How to Practice Vibrational Alignment in Your Business, you know, for success. And it's really about successful entrepreneurs who are actually doing that, who are actually using source energy to attract their clients with ease, to make money. Because most entrepreneurs believe that they have to do it the hard way. It's only up to them. It's 24/7. And if they don't do anything, nothing is going to happen. So it's to get away from that mindset. That's the intention of this book, is to be a way shower to the 89% of coaches who don't make a sustainable living, to show that there's a better way. This is what this book is about. So I'm very excited about the people who are showing up and who are, you know, are called in to actually participate in this book. And I believe it's going to really shake up the coaching world in terms of, because all the coaches are beautiful geniuses. They are so awesome, but they shoot themselves in the foot, most people, because they, in the way that they build their business, not in the way that they do their coaching with their clients. That's beautiful. That's music. But they are a little bit disconnected and and not aligned with who they truly are and what they're here to, and their vision. And this is what this book is about.
Yeah, and you're so right that that coaches have a tendency of shooting themselves in the foot, for sure. It's definitely not easy. Well, a lot of times when they're first starting out, it seems like they have to do all the things, and that can be very overwhelming. So yeah, you're right in saying that, for sure. So what can someone expect by coming on board and working with you and your team if they're thinking, that's where I'm at, you know, I need help, I need someone that's going to guide me through that process?
Well, if you would like to dip your toe in the water, then I would suggest go for a multi-author book, because you only write a chapter of, say, about 3,000 to 3,500 words, which is quite doable for anyone. And that is also often the inspiration to now write the big book, write their own book. Yeah, I provide guidance as well, and coaching, especially for them to energetically align with what they're doing so that they can write from their heart. And for solo books, definitely take people into a group format. They can join the group at any time. It's a time limit for them also to hold them accountable and for them to produce the book. And of course, multi-author books, depending on what is the theme of the book. So as you know, Success with Source now, but I think towards the end of the year, I'm going to do another Message My Message, because that was a really big hit. And that is the theme for most coaches, is that they come from a mess that becomes their message.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that of going through that process and dipping their toe in the water, I love that, for being able to take the pressure off, right? And just make it more fun and more, you know, coming out in flow and all of that great stuff. So how can authors learn more about you and your business and ultimately connect with you?
The easiest way is to go to my website, dinamarais.com. Or to send me an email, you know, Dina@dinamarais.com is as easy as that. And I'm on Facebook. There aren't many Dina Marais there. And yeah, I would love to connect with anyone who is interested in exploring. I have a free consultation just to explore where you're at and what are your dreams, what would you like to do? And if we can work together, we work together. And if not, that's fine.
Wonderful. Yeah. And I completely agree. It's a chance to connect and get on the same page. And I love that. So for all of my listeners, if you are wanting to publish your message as a book, teamed up with some other authors so that you take that pressure off and you still get your message out there into a best-selling book, and create more visibility and impact by doing so, get in touch with Dina to make that happen. I will include her details for you guys in the description of the episode. And so, Dina, thank you again so much for joining me. It was great to have you and for all of your insights.
Oh, thank you, Caitlin. It was such a pleasure.
Awesome. And to all of my listeners, thank you so much for tuning into the episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please do leave a review wherever you're listening from, and I'll see you in the next one.